When I saw this gun for the first time, I swear I thought it could raise WGP from despair. But now I know that those thoughts were in vain. But had long since retired from this old game. It didn't really matter that this thing had features, but what do you care? I'm this gun's only preacher. Enough of this, the Autococker is dead. I could keep rhyming, but I'll do this video instead.
This was it. This gun would do it. It would save WGP. Except it didn't. Why? I don't really know, but here's what I think. It's the WGP Trilogy Pro SF. SF stood for Select Fire, and WGP used this term on all electronic cockers it made after their messy divorce from Planet Eclipse. Other guns that got the SF badge were the Super Stock and the 05 Black Magic. Now, the SF on this trilogy was different because this was unlike any other electro-cocker out there in the fact that it only used one solenoid to operate instead of two like the traditional E-bladed and Warframe cockers. And this one noid managed to not only drop the sear like the clapper noid would in the traditional cocker, but also control a piston that used air power to cycle the mechanical three-way. This is the first and so far only electro-new cocker, and I absolutely love how they made it work. The diverted air hose is hidden behind the right side eye cover, and even the grips have a slot for it, so it sits nice and flush, and the overall fit and finish is actually great. I think there are a couple reasons why this gun failed in the marketplace. The Pro SF model in particular. Like Bob Dylan, once the Trilogy line went electro, it lost something in the process. The Mechanical Pro used to have an improved trigger frame and a Delrin bolt over the competition and the tactical models. They had those stupid 1.5 frames and the heavy-ass metal bolts. Now all three guns have the exact same E-frame and all came with the lightweight Delrin bolt, so the Trilogy Pro lost its individuality besides its angled vertical adapter and pointlessly oversized barrel kit. Yet it still cost more than its siblings. You also have to think about what was happening to WGP in 2007. They hadn't released any new tournament guns since the Carnivore 3 years earlier, and in that span, the company's presence in the tournament scene disintegrated faster than Sam Bradford's ACL and the Rams' playoff hopes. There were no factory WGP teams left playing pro by 2007. Instead, they opted to arm a scenario squad of middle-aged long ballers in the form of Blues Crew. And even then, they opted to use only Carnivores instead of this gun. People just didn't think WGP when it came to tournament paintball guns anymore, even though the board in this gun was both MPPL and PSP legal at the time of its release. Okay, so forget the corporate turmoil and consumer dismissal, and let's bring this back to the Trilogy Pro. Unfortunately, for every good thing it does, there's some slight misstep behind it. Like, it came with this nice gloss black finish, but that was the only color choice. Just one. The unibody now had a threaded feed neck, which is an improvement over the original trilogies, but it still came with a stovepipe. It had this barrel kit, yet they chose to only include 687 and 691 backs. Even in 07, that was way too big. Finally, it came with brake beam eyes and had a microswitch board, something no other WGP cocker had ever had before it, for half the price, but they insisted on shoving it inside a frame that tried to keep the overall shape of a mechanical frame. There's some room in there, but it's not much, and it kind of wastes the trigger, which is pretty good, but it's just like, why did they feel the need to cramp it all in this tiny-ass space? So here are my final thoughts. I think a mixture of questionable corporate decisions and bad luck doomed the Trilogy SF and WGP as a whole in 2007. People didn't see the Trilogy as a competitive paintball gun, and WGP failed to advertise the innovative features it sported. I remember their ads in action pursuit games. It just featured a picture of the gun with bullet points like air-efficient operation and anodized with a 3D body design. What does that even mean? What could that possibly tell a consumer? And pull pin. Yeah, that needed its own bullet point. Because feature. These were the important features according to WGP's marketing department. Yep. Oh, and the king of them all. Closed bolt accuracy. Because till the very end, they'll always have that going for them.